actually invest.
Yes.
But somehow your fear was
Yeah.
just more than the opportunity that
Yeah.
you saw.
I want our audience to try to understand a point here. That we have two examples. Now, the first example is irreversible regret because you can't get the person back.
Hey, it's good to have you again. Last time you left us with this quote.
Yes.
I have led a toothless life. I have never bitten into anything. I was waiting. I was reserving myself for later on. And now, I just found out that my tooths are gone. So we'll be very happy to know how you will explain this quote. But before we do that, we also want to know how you will explain this quote. Please leave your explanation on the comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe and hit the notification bell. We really need your subscription right now because if you look down there, we are very low on subscribers. So, let's get started.
So, if you take that quote phrase by phrase, you'll find that it's actually very interesting and easy. Now, I took the first phrase, it said, I've led a toothless life. So, that is a period of time. Now, the second part that I took, it said, I was reserving myself for later on, which means there is a period of delay because of indecisiveness. Now, the last part, which happens to be more interesting, he said, I just found out that my tooths are gone. So this means that there is an irreversible regret expressed here in these words.
Wow, all right.
So let me give you two examples that will make the quote more clearer. Seeing that the quote ends up in irreversible regret, I would say there are decisions we make that we fully regret, but there are others we also make that we can justify even when we regret it. Imagine crushing on someone you have been interested in for a long time, but you kept ignoring the opportunity to say something because you have the feeling that it's not the right time, you are not prepared enough. What if by pursuing the relationship you lose the friendship? So you will have a lot of reasons why you feel that you need to wait, you need to reserve yourself for later on. Then, after enormous time have been lost, you finally made up your mind to say something. But while you wanted to start up this conversation, the person is no longer there. It could be that the person have changed territory, moved to a different place entirely with no contact, or the person is dating someone now, or the person is even married. Imagine that feeling you will have because you had the opportunity, but you didn't use it. Or it could even be that you get information from the person after the person have been in a relationship already now, and maybe you just want to swallow your pride and congratulate the person, but you get this information that, hey, I was waiting for you, I thought that you like me, so because you had every opportunity to say something, you didn't say it, so that's why she decided to move on. Imagine how you will feel in that situation.
Wow, I can imagine how you feel knowing that you would have succeeded in getting your dream love if you acted.
Yes. Another thought in the same line is that you decide to move on. You decide to move on because you feel this person is too much for you. It's not going to work, so why even try? I move on. Then, while you try to tell the person or somebody, she heard from another person that you are now in a relationship, say, well, I thought you were interested in me. So imagine that pain because this is irreversible. You already move on. You are already in the serious relationship, already married. So it's like a total loss.
It's a big loss, actually. You know, that feeling that if you have acted, you would have succeeded, like I said before. Yeah. And now you don't have your teeth anymore. If you have beaten into it at that time,
you would have your chance.
You would have had it. But now,
tooths are gone. Yeah, it reminds me of what Les Brown said. I really like his speech. He said, words shows up in conversation, expectation shows up in action. Because there is just no better time to do what is right.
That quote said it all.
Now, to my second example, I think many of us have made some weak decisions in life that we later regret, but we can still justify it and still find some comfort. Imagine this, that you delayed your intention to invest in a profitable business because of your fear that you might lose the money. But as time goes on, you get the information that those who invested in this business they actually got a lot of profit. Then you rush forward and say, okay, I need to make this investment, otherwise I'm going to lose a lot of money. But you just found out that the investment opportunity is off the table. Now, at that time, you can say that your tooth are gone. You have led a toothless life because the opportunity is gone. But you still find some reasons of solace, some comfort, knowing that your capital is still in your hands. So since your capital is still in your hand, it means that when the opportunity rises again, you can actually now be ready enough to take some risk and invest. Maybe you will make the money this time around. So the reason why I say you can justify this is because what you have is the capital. What you need is the courage to make the move. So once you apply your courage to your capital, you are there. But on the first example where it is not justifiable, it is an everlasting mistake when somebody loses a relationship, the person is gone. This is your crush. The person is gone. You cannot get this person anymore. You can get into any other relationship, but you always have the imagination that it would have been better. I should have tried. So it's an everlasting mistake. You just have to learn to deal with it.
I can, of course, always understand how you explain this thing. Now, talking about the investment part, I can see that you made all your research, you had the investment opportunity, you had a chance to actually invest.
Yes.
But somehow your fear was just more than the opportunity that you saw. Yeah, I get it.
That's why I would say that fear limits vision. And it is said that in order to get in life what others won't get, we have to be ready to do in life the things others won't do. Because courage is needed to move from failure to failure without losing our enthusiasm. That's what Churchill said. He said, courage is the ability to move from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm.
I say that quote has a lot of meaning, you know.
Yes.
I can say that most, if not every successful person today has series of failures that they had to endure.
Yes.
But the thing that made them different, that made them successful, is that they didn't stop at the failure.
They never stopped.
They kept trying and trying and trying until they succeeded.
Yeah, even when they failed several times, they kept trying.
Absolutely.
You never have to give up. You just need to keep the ball rolling. I want our audience to try to understand a point here, that we have two examples. Now, the first example is irreversible regret because you can't get the person back. But the second example is reversible in the sense that you have your capital, you can still invest again. But if somebody happens to fall in the category of the first example, that you have lost something that you know you can't get back, so how should that person feel? So the point that I'm bringing out is that opportunity always comes. Another opportunity will come. So now that you know that you have failed an attempt before, always be prepared so that when the next opportunity comes, you can do something. You can always succeed. Let's talk about you want to do a driving license. In some countries, it's not an easy thing. You write your first exam, you fail. Money is going. You write your second exam, you fail. You write your third exam, you fail. And this quote is saying, keep going. Hey, I don't have money anymore. You get the point now?
Yeah.
So that on that particular area, you could also think that sometimes people decide to step back to move forward.
Yeah.
Relaxing for some time to prepare is needed. Doesn't mean that because we are saying moving from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm, it means that you fail tomorrow, you register for the next exam. You need to prepare. So that's the point. We need to be realistic.
Thank you so much for that wonderful explanation.
Thank you very much.
Like we said before, we are looking forward to how you will explain this quote. Please leave your explanation on the comment section below. So, is there any other quote we should be looking forward to?
Yes, there's actually one quote that came to my mind. It says, sometimes safe choices isn't as rewarding as it is safe.
Wow. Anyway, we will be looking forward to how you explain that. I'm looking forward and I know you are looking forward. But we are not done with the quote regarding the toothless life.